It's the season finale. We have 3 games remaining to potentially win the Premier League, and the penultimate one is the biggest game of the season against our title rivals Liverpool. You do not want to miss this episode. But as ever, if you're enjoying the series so far, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get into today's episode. We've got Brighton away, we've got Liverpool at home, and then we finish off the season away from home against Crystal Palace. 3 games and potentially 9 points to do the unthinkable and win the Premier League for the first time in Aston Villa's history. Before we get started though, we get an email from our assistant manager informing us that the Italian star Nicolo Zaniolo's loan will be up at the end of the season. He's been a standout performer on the left-hand side of midfield for me, chipping in with 12 goals and 7 assists in 38 appearances overall. 11 of those goals and 6 of those assists coming in just 32 Premier League appearances. At 82 rating, he is on the up, and he's definitely someone I would love to add permanently to our ranks, but frustratingly, EAFC 24 doesn't allow me to do this. It only allows me to terminate his loan. So it looks like he's only got 3 more games left in an Aston Villa shirt, and I'm going to have to hope that I can try and negotiate a permanent deal for him in the summer. If this is to be his last few appearances in an Aston Villa shirt, I'm sure he will be absolutely desperate to help the team reach the promised land in the final few games of the season, and he's going to get the opportunity to try and do that straight away as we are jumping straight into the action here in this season finale as we head to the Amex Stadium, and we are going to be facing off against a resurgent Brighton side that we desperately need and must get 3 points from. It's Brighton versus Aston Villa. Let's go. As you can see, it is the usual suspects that make the starting 11. No key changes here today as we look to secure a win on the road. Bad for Brighton. Oh, he's done a really good job of skipping away from the challenge of Sacha Bowie, and Ansu Fati now to try and strike. He got his strike all wrong, and he absolutely scuffed at that one. And Martinez said, thank you very much. Stupinian into the Italian Zaniolo. He's going to go down the line into Jacob Ramsey, who's found loads of space on the left-hand side. Cuts back in field, looks for Ollie Watkins. He takes it on his left and strikes and gets the strike all wrong as well. Dahoud for Brighton to try and burst through the centre of my midfield. My midfield is just gaping. There's so many holes. Where on earth are my central players? I've no idea. As Ferreira now has it, and Ferreira gives Brighton a 1-0 lead inside 20 minutes. Well, that is not the start we would have wanted. Brighton carved through my midfield like a knife through butter. Absolutely no one to be seen. And Ferreira, with a wonderful left foot shot, just curled it into the top right hand corner. Gave Martinez no chance. And much to my frustration, Brighton take a 1-0 lead. Well, if we're going to get the 3 points, we're going to have to do it the hard way. We're going to have to come from behind, as we must win here today. If we do not, we can kiss our title hopes goodbye. And we certainly don't want to do that before the penultimate game against our title rivals, Liverpool. Sacha Bowie. Lovely pass all the way out to Zaniolo on the left-hand side, but Tarek Lamptey wins the header, the smallest man on the pitch. Won the header against an Italian who's about 6 foot tall. How realistic is that? Who knows? But Lallana now tries to play a ball over the top. It's a poor ball in the end that Martinez captures very easily. Floats another wonderful pass over to Stupinian this time, who takes it down beautifully. Plays a lovely ball into Zaniolo, who's been heavily involved so far. Zaniolo cuts it back into Jacob Ramsey, and he smashes it into the back of the net. That man, the young wonder kid who came through the Aston Villa ranks, strikes again this season just when I needed him to. Well, I spoke up Zaniolo's influence at the start of this game, and my word, he's chipped in yet again. A fabulous assist after a lovely run and turn, and he laid it on a plate for Jacob Ramsey, who with his left foot fired a wicked strike past the goalkeeper. We're level on terms here, 1-1. Ansu Fati for Brighton, leading the charge, bringing it infield. It's the goal scorer Ferreira, who tried to go past Pau Torres. He isn't able to, though. The Spaniard, with a crunching challenge, wins the ball back off of him. And now it is the goal scorer Jacob Ramsey to try and bring this ball out of midfield. As Stupinian now into the centre, finds Tielemans. Tielemans gets the rebound pass off the Brighton player, and now Sacha Bowie has it into Moussa Diaby. He gets it onto his left and gets the strike all wrong. Maksimovic for Brighton, challenged again by Tielemans, and ever since we've got that goal, our tails have been up. But just as I say that, Ollie Watkins goes and loses the ball to Lewis Dunk. Now Ansu Fati brings it in field and plays a wonderful pass into the Brighton goal scorer Ferreira. He tries to go past Pau Torres. Instead, it lays it off to Lallana, who strikes straight down the pipe, straight into the arms of Martinez for half-time. 45 minutes, that's all we have. We must get a goal here today. If we don't, we can kiss our title chances goodbye. What an important 45 minutes we are about to witness. Zaniolo turns nicely, goes infield, fires a nice ball across to Sacha Bowie to try and switch the play. He takes it down really nicely, and he's got acres of space here on the right-hand side to try and drive into, cuts it back. I was looking for the pass into Tielemans. It wasn't meant to be, and Brighton get the ball clear. Maksimovic, lovely pass into Ansu Fati, and he's going to try and go one-on-one with Pau Torres. He's got the beating of him for pace, but Pau Torres tries to come across. This time it's a double team and Sacha Boey ends up winning the ball back really well. Can we try and strike a counter-attack here? It's into the path of Yuri Tielemans. I tried to feed it into Moussa Diaby. It was a good challenge, an interception in the end from the Brighton left-back. End-to-end stuff here at the start of the second half, inside the opening hour, as Buonanotte now has it on the right. Estupiñán tried to come across to who now has it into Ansu Fati on his right, and it's a brilliant shot, and Ansu Fati gets Brighton back in the lead. Oh, it's just so frustrating. Lovely build-up play from Brighton, and again they carved my defence open. They've just buckled under the pressure here today, and just when we needed to get ourselves into the lead, we've gone and conceded, and yet again we've got to do this the hard way. Jacob Ramsey again fires a nice ball over to Sacha Boey. Lovely touch in straight into the path of Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins across into Tielemans, gets it all wrong. Ollie Watkins gets it though. Oh my word, it was bouncing around like a pinball inside the Brighton area, and we just could not take the chance. That was a huge let-off for the South Coast club. Estupiñán tried to go down the left-hand side. It was well read by Tarek Lamptey. Now he bursts forward down this right-hand side. Buonanotte now has it, cuts it back to the right back, and he will drive into acres of space. Pau Torres tried to come across, wasn't a good enough challenge. Sacha Boey just about gets his head on that one. Tielemans will get to the rescue, and now he releases Moussa Diaby. The Frenchman surely has the pace to try and burst away from the Brighton left-back, but instead tried to play the pass into Yuri Tielemans, who was overlapping. We got it wrong. That was a big opportunity missed. Diego Carlos comes across, tries to challenge Ansu Fati, does a really good job, but these two are still tussling away. Ansu Fati has it into Ferreira. What a save from Martinez. That has kept the scores at 2-1, and my word, that save may have just kept us in the game. Gives it away to Estupiñán. This is really starting to open up now. Jacob Ramsey, he's got the on-rushing Zaniolo down the left-hand side. He's going to cut it infield, looking for Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins tries to find Moussa Diaby, does find him. Diaby strikes with his left off the post. Oh, he was inches away from levelling the scores, but it was not meant to be. Buonanotte for Brighton. Lallana, we've got less than 5 minutes here to desperately try and see if we can get an equaliser, let alone a winner. Ansu Fati, though, back into Ferreira, strikes. Martinez with another huge save. It will be a Brighton corner, and one that they're going to throw right into the box. It's a good head away, though, by the left-back on as a sub, Alex Moreno. Can he get there ahead of the Brighton full-back? He can, and Alex Moreno now can try and stretch his legs down this left-hand side. Has he got the pace to keep going? Instead drives into the box, and Lewis Dunk instead just got there. He got the interception just when he needed it to, and Brighton have men over now. It was a brilliant challenge from Pau Torres. Again, we will try and see if we can counter-attack. No, we can't, and the referee blows for full time. Oh, it was a game we desperately needed to win, and we buckled under the pressure. Martinez cannot believe it. Neither can that man, Jacob Ramsey. He thought his goal was enough to at least level the scores and try and see if he can get us back on the right path, but it just was not meant to be. Full time here against Brighton. It finishes Brighton 2, Aston Villa 1. No doubt that loss was a huge disappointment, and it was a crucial goal for Ansu Fati that sealed defeat. It's a frustrating defeat that ends our brilliant unbeaten run so far this season, but with Liverpool coming unstuck in one of their games in hand at home to Spurs, losing 3-1, it means that we are level on points now. They do have a game in hand, but it is still all to play for somehow in the Premier League. And so here we go then, the biggest game of the season so far. It is the penultimate game in the Premier League. It's at Villa Park, and it is a huge one against our title rivals Liverpool. There can be no doubt this is a must-win game. If we do not beat Liverpool here today, we can kiss our title chances goodbye. We need the 3 points, and we hopefully can do it in front of our own fans. And in spite of that 2-1 defeat against Brighton, I have not decided to make any changes to my usual starting 11. This is my strongest starting 11, and I've got to hope they can bounce back in style here today. Estupiñán with the throw, goes short into Zaniolo, who's ended up coming deep. The most deep man on the pitch there, the left winger was. So Estupiñán manages to find a ball into Jacob Ramsey, who's occupied the space that Zaniolo left behind, and he's found a wonderful ball into Ollie Watkins, who strikes, and within the first 6 minutes, Ollie Watkins gives Aston Villa a 1-0 lead here at Villa Park in the biggest game of the season so far. The fans have gone absolutely wild. It was a fabulous way to start the game, and a fabulous goal from our star English striker. A wonderful finish after another Englishman, Jacob Ramsey, laid it on a plate for him. It was a wonderful cutback on Ollie Watkins, and the two of them say thank you very much. Aston Villa lead 1-0. Diego Carlos, under a bit of pressure from Darwin Núñez, manages to wriggle away from him, and Pau Torres will try and bring it out of defence, but then goes and gives the ball away, and now the Argentinian McAllister can try and bring this forward. He does a lovely step over to get away, and it's Núñez. Big save from Martinez. Well, Liverpool looking to bounce back immediately, and they almost did, but they've won a corner and they've gone short with it. Mo Salah, again with a step over and the tricks into Lenormand. Another big save. Second corner of the game from Liverpool. This is a great response from the team from Merseyside. It's whipped in from Mo Salah, headed away by Ollie Watkins, headed away again by Jacob Ramsey, into the path of Zaniolo, ends up losing it to Salah, and Darwin Núñez into Moreno, and he strikes low and hard past Martinez, and just like that, Liverpool are back in this game. Well, we just completely lost the plot as soon as we went 1-0 up. We've just dropped our heads completely, and we just haven't kept our composure. A poor piece of play by Zaniolo, on the edge of the box. Mo Salah into Moreno, who then made us pay. And Liverpool now back on level terms. It's 1-1 into Moreno, the goal scorer, and he's bringing it forward. There's no one putting in a challenge. Where on earth are my defence? Darwin Núñez just goes past Pau Torres and smashed the strike high and just over the bar. Another time, but we just get away from it. It was a lovely strike by Núñez. Martinez got nowhere near it, unfortunately for us. Not only was he beaten, but the goal was as well. Oh, lovely ball right the way over. Switched the play beautifully into the path of Estupiñán. He's trying to release Zaniolo into Ollie Watkins. He's going to lay it off to Estupiñán. Lovely build-up play again, and he's just straight offside. Carvajal for Liverpool. Oh, he goes round Zaniolo. Really nicely done there from the Spaniard. And now Moreno trying to be chased down by Jacob Ramsey. Lovely challenge. And then Yuri Tielemans gives it away immediately to Gravenberch. It's so poor. And then Darwin Núñez gives it straight back to Tielemans. And now Ollie Watkins can try and release Moussa Diaby. Gets the ball all wrong. Liverpool now to try and ghost down this left-hand side with Pedro Gonçalves. He's got acres of space to run into. Diego Carlos tries to come across, puts the block in. Lovely stuff though from Gonzalez, but eventually Diego Carlos with another big challenge. He's been brilliant defensively, but then goes and gives the ball away. It's been a story of that for the last 10 minutes. Neither team can really get control of this game. Zaniolo now has it. He releases Ollie Watkins, and look at the space Ollie Watkins now has to drive into. Plays a ball across into Moussa Diaby on his left, straight at the goalkeeper Alisson, who did a brilliant job of keeping it out. Zaniolo will keep the ball alive though and strikes and gets the strike. All wrong. My word, it goes out for a throw. Almost. It does go out for a throw. What on earth was the Italian doing there? Gravenberch out of defence into Darwin Núñez, who's come deep, and Pedro Gonçalves now down the left-hand side. Sacha Boey, who was attacking, left a lot of space on that side that they can try and attack. Mo Salah now finds himself on this side and tried to play it into Darwin Núñez. Lovely play from Liverpool and a brilliant piece of defending from Diego Carlos as the referee blows for half-time. Well, it was an electric end-to-end first half here at Villa Park. Both teams had ample opportunities, but could only find the back of the net once. And now both teams, I'm sure, will be eager to try and make a change to that in the second half. It's Liverpool attacking early doors, but we've managed to get the ball out of defence really nicely. And now Zaniolo has it in a really promising position, and he's managed to go past the defenders. Zaniolo into the box. Zaniolo strikes. My word, I spoke him up all the time at the beginning of the episode, and he is repaying my faith. An assist in the last game, a cracking goal in this game, and he brings us back into the lead here at Villa Park. An incisive counter-attack, but my word, look at the heroic effort from that man, Zaniolo. He just ghosted past Van Dijk, drove into the Liverpool box, and smashed a strike past Alisson. We're back on top. It's 2-1. Pedro Gonçalves tried to ping that into the centre. It was well defended by Kamara into Ollie Watkins. He can release the goal scorer Zaniolo, and just like that, could we be on for a third here? Zaniolo once again has opened up the Liverpool defence, and once again, oh my word, he sent it wide. I cannot believe it. Well, let's have a look at the replay here. Lovely ball through, and the goal was gaping. He had acres of space to run into here. Perhaps he had too much time to make the decision, and it was the wrong decision. A terrible finish. He got it all wrong, and somehow Liverpool live to fight another day. Carvajal being chased down by Ollie Watkins, instead feeds it out to Andy Robertson. And now Pedro Gonçalves down this left-hand side, checks back in, looks for Gravenberch. Gravenberch surely will try and look for ahead of him, finds McAllister into the danger man Núñez, goes past Diego Carlos, finds a nice ball into Gravenberch. Pau Torres is there though, brilliant defending from the Spaniard, and yet again we can try and now hit Liverpool on the counter. This is where we seem to be having the most success. It's Ollie Watkins now to try and drive into the box. I'm going to try and play it across into Zaniolo, and this time he does make them pay. He gets his second goal of the game. He slides on his knees in front of a fabulous Aston Villa crowd. There is limbs in the stadium. Aston Villa lead here 3-1. Well, it was again another incisive piece of counter-attacking play. That is where all our successes come from. Ollie Watkins could have taken the strike on. He was unselfish and he played it into Zaniolo in a better position, and he's given us a 2-goal cushion here at Villa Park. It's 3-1. The Normand being chased down once again by that man, Ollie Watkins. He has led from the front all game. It's been a fabulous performance, not just from him, but the entire Aston Villa team. Gravenberch, though, gets cut off once again by Diego Carlos. And now, once again, we can try and launch a counter-attack. Ollie Watkins almost fed in the on-rushing Jacob Ramsey. Just got his final pass wrong, and it could have been 4-1 if he'd have got that right. But Darwin Núñez now to try and bully his way past my defenders. Lashes a strike wide. Just 10 minutes remaining on the clock here for us to see this game out. We've got a 2-goal cushion. We have to make sure we do not do anything stupid here. As Pau Torres, just as I say that, goes and gives away a really cheap ball. And now Mo Salah can try and hit us on the counter. He goes all the way out to the right-hand side. He's being hassled by Moreno on as a sub. Checked back into Gravenberch. He shapes to strike. Gives it to Carvajal. Diego Jota tries to strike. In the end, blocked off. And now, once again, it's our turn to hit them on the counter. Jimenez on as a substitute. He's going to try and feed this one down the line into the on-rushing Leon Bailey. Lovely ball. He plays it inside to Sacha Boey. Gets the ball wrong. It falls, to Zaniolo. And he is on his hat-trick. And he gives us a 4-1 lead. And that, my friends, is game over. Well, from losing 2-1 to Brighton in the opening game to turning things on its head and getting a 4-1 victory here today, I thought the opportunity was gone when the ball went behind Sacha Boey, but he managed to rectify it and place it into the on-rushing path of that man Zaniolo. He passed it into an empty net, gets his hat-trick. It's 4-1 Aston Villa. And as the referee calls time on what was an electric game here today, that man picks up the match ball after a fabulous man-of-the-match performance. It is a huge 3 points in the bag, and it's 4-1 at full time to Aston Villa. The hat-trick hero gives our title challenge just a glimmer of hope. I said at the start of the episode that this man was on fire all season, but my word, I wasn't expecting this performance. 15 goals and 8 assists in all appearances, 14 of those goals and 7 of those assists coming in just 34 Premier League appearances. This man has been on fire. He too has really enjoyed his loan spell at the club and hopes we can make a permanent deal, and I have to be honest, I think he is going to be the first man on my shortlist come the summer transfer window. But as we come to the final game of the season, the title race has been completely flipped on its head. Liverpool are now the team in third place, only on 77 points. We are now in second place, level on points with them. And out of nowhere, Manchester City have leapfrogged a pair of us, and now they lead the Premier League title race. 78 points. It is just 1 point separating the top 3 teams. We absolutely must win our final game of the season away from home against Crystal Palace. Liverpool will be hoping to do the same thing at home against Wolves. And of course, Manchester City have to just better or equal our result at home to West Ham United. And so as we head to Selhurst Park, for now, what is for sure the biggest game of the season, it is well and truly in the hands of the footballing gods. We must get 3 points, but even if we do, we've got to hope that Liverpool and Manchester City don't better our results. But all we can do is win our game today and hope for the best. Of course, there's no surprise to see that there is no change to the same starting 11 that pummeled Liverpool 4-1 at home. If we are going to win the Premier League title, it is this 11 players that are going to do it for us. Velasco. Lovely pass into the left back, Kadaglu, and he strides down this left-hand side, cuts back in field looking for Eze. Rafa Mir strikes. Big save from Martinez. He needed to make that save inside the opening 10 minutes. We cannot afford to go 1-0 down so early here today. Zaniolo, the man of the moment, fires a wicked ball into Jacob Ramsey. He finds Moussa Diaby, who finds Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins takes it on, strikes, it falls lucky to him, and he absolutely leathers it with the side of his foot into the top right-hand corner to give us an early 1-0 lead here at Selhurst Park. Well, he got very fortunate, although it was a brilliant piece of build-up play. He struck, and it ended up rebounding right into his path, onto his favoured foot, and my word, he made it count on the second opportunity. A wonderful finish. The keeper absolutely no chance whatsoever. Buried it into the top right-hand corner. It's 1-0 Aston Villa. Velasco tries to do the dance around Sacha Boey. He read it really well though, and now again we can try and launch a counter-attack. Yuri Tielemans into Zaniolo. Zaniolo in field, looks for Jacob Ramsey. He's going to go all the way out to the right-hand side into Sacha Boey, who goes past the defender, cuts it back in. I was looking for the ball into Jacob Ramsey, just couldn't get there. We do have a corner. Diego Carlos. Wicked ball all the way over to Estupinian, and unmarked Estupinian on the left-hand side, who cuts back in for Zaniolo. Lovely little touch into Jacob Ramsey. He finds Moussa Diaby, who strikes. Good save. Well, some of the football we are playing here today is nothing short of sensational. The moment has not yet got to us, and we are looking to try and add a second here as Diego Carlos floats it across the edge of the 6-yard box, but no one could get on the end of it. Kamara will pick up the loose ball though, and he will try and drive down this left-hand side. He's done a wonderful job of doing so. He floats it back into the box, looking for the head of Zaniolo. Couldn't get there. Can Tielemans? Yes, he can. Falls to Jacob Ramsey. He's going to line up a strike from distance, straight at the goalkeeper. Henderson gets a strong hand to it and beats it away. Jacob Ramsey again though. We are piling on the pressure here in the opening half an hour. Kamara back out to Estupinian. Estupinian now to try and float it across. 34 minutes on the clock, and it's another Aston Villa corner. We are absolutely piling the pressure on, desperately looking for that second goal. Diego Carlos is desperately looking for his first goal of this game. He looped a header over, but in the end, Henderson was equal to it. Torres. Nice short pass into Tielemans. He's going to try and look to go around the corner into Sacha Bowie, but the option is cut off, so instead he'll try and fire a ball right the way over. It rebounds off of Eze, and now Crystal Palace can try and hit us on the counter-attack. Diego Carlos comes across again, though. Brilliant piece of defending, and then Jacob Ramsey ends up giving the ball away, but Diego Carlos has been nothing short of fabulous all season. Now Ollie Watkins can try and bring the ball forward on the edge of the box. Strikes from distance. It's off the bar, my word. That potentially could have been goal of the season right there. Torres out to Estupinian on the left-hand side, who takes that really nicely, plays it into Zaniolo, who does even better, tries to ghost past two players. In the end, it falls to Jacob Ramsey. Very lucky again. Kamara now has it, tries to feed it into Moussa Diaby, who takes it beautifully, strikes with his right. That is absolutely brilliant from the Frenchman. A lovely touch and turn, and an even better composed finish to give us a 2-goal cushion. Look at that for a turn with his right, with his left, and with his weaker foot, just lifted it over the goalkeeper. Absolutely brilliant from the Frenchman. It is 2-0 to Aston Villa here at Selhurst Park. We continue to press forward though, and we've got a free kick in a dangerous position that Yuri Tielemans is going to take. I'm going to try and float this one into the penalty spot. He floats it over instead to the back post. Diaby tried to get on the end of it. He was bullied off the ball though by Rafa Mir. Pau Torres though wins the header well, and Estupinian has it into the central defensive midfielder. Kamara plays a wicked ball into Ollie Watkins, tries to strike with his right, it falls to Zaniolo. He hits it with his left again, rebounds off the defenders, and eventually Crystal Palace will get the ball clear. Diego Carlos right the way over into the path of Sacha Bowie, who cuts back in field for Yuri Tielemans, looks for the Frenchman Moussa Diaby. He's got the overlapping run of Sacha Bowie. This is beautiful stuff. We've played some wicked football here today. He's going to try and look to go to the back post, does get the cross wrong though, and Estupinian now will get a second opportunity, to try and feed it across, cuts it back instead though to Zaniolo. He takes it on his right, strikes, blocked. It's a corner. Leon Bailey on as a substitute with about 10 minutes on the clock here remaining to take the corner. Floats it in, looking for the other substitute McGinn. It falls nicely almost to Ollie Watkins, but couldn't take advantage of it. It's headed away. Sacha Bowie wins it back. Alex Moreno now into another substitute, and Wilfred Gnonto. Lovely little pass into Leon Bailey. Strikes with his left. Blocked again by the Crystal Palace defenders. Into Alex Moreno down the left-hand side. Tries to play a ball into the path of Jacob Ramsey. Really nicely done. He feeds in Gnonto. Gnonto now into Ollie Watkins. Again, beautiful play. Ollie Watkins to strike with his left. Big save from Henderson. I thought that was going to be the goal of the game. It doesn't matter though, because the referee blows for full time. I shake the hand of the veteran Roy Hodgson. My players celebrate, but now we have an eagerly anticipated wait to see whether or not Liverpool or Manchester City have been able to beat our result here today. As in the last game of the season, it finishes here. Crystal Palace 0, Aston Villa 2. Unfortunately though, in spite of Liverpool buckling under the pressure and losing their final 2 games of the season, including a 2-1 loss at home to Wolves, Manchester City did manage to get a 3-1 win at home against West Ham, which means they are crowned Premier League champions once again by 1 single point. Aston Villa finished second. We secure Champions League football by a country mile. We nail at least one of the board objectives to qualify for the Champions League this season. But despite what would have been a terrific outcome at the start of the season, having been knocked out of the likes of the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and the Europa Conference League in such early rounds of each competition, my players are really despondent, having come so close to Premier League glory. It was a fine campaign all round though for this man Ollie Watkins. He finishes my top goal scorer this season with 22 goals and 8 assists in all appearances, 20 goals coming in the Premier League, his highest tally I believe ever in his career. Nicolo Zaniolo comes second with 15 goals and 8 assists, and that man Moussa Diaby, the man who scored the final goal of the season, chips in with 14 goals and 9 assists. As for the rest of the team, whilst the starting 11 is in pretty decent shape, I definitely think I need to look to the transfer market to try and make 1 or 2 more signings come the start of the next season, especially as we are going to have Champions League football, and especially if we want to try and take this team to the next level. That is it for the end of today's episode though, and the end of the series. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully I'll see you again next time.